Hi, my name is Salam, and today I'll be talking about my project batch, encryption. So background, I use the AES, which is Advanced Encryption Standard in CBC mode. So ES is in full advanced encryption standard and a data encryption standard endorsed by the US National Institute of Standard and Technology as a replacement for the data encryption standard. So AES is a symmetric key algorithm, meaning it uses the same key for both encrypting and decrypting the data. CBC mode, which means cyber for blockchain. It was invented in 1976. In CBC mode, each block of plaintext is XORed with the previous ciphertext block before being encrypted. This way, each ciphertext block depends on all plaintext blocks processed up to the point. Methodology. So my first step was to implement ES decryption since I had already implemented encryption in the labs. After testing that the decryption worked correctly, my next addition was a way to create an array of inputs to be fed into the CBC mode I would add later. So to this end, I added a method that converts standard plain text to an array of 128-bit hex strings and another method to transform them back. I moved on to adding CBC mode encryption and decryption. One quirk of CBC mode is that since the first block of plain text is XORed to a random input vector, it cannot be transformed back to readable plain text by decryption. So in order to mediate this issue, I would fill the first index of my generated text array with a randomized 128-bit string, and then remove these first 128 bits after decryption. This ensured that none of the critical data from the file will be lost. To complete the project, I added a command line user interface for input. So the user can select how to either to perform encryption or decryption, and he chooses how to put the key. Demo. So for the demo, you can come here, like run the project. So first is ask you if you want to perform encryption or decryption. We'll go with encryption first. He will like, how do you want to enter your key? We go first by file. Then he's reading the key, this is the key. He says the valid key entered, performing the encryption, and the encryption is complete. So we come back here, go to the input. This is the text that's supposed to be encrypted. We go back here, ciphertext, and we go here, it's encrypted. We can remove that and try one more time. Do encryption. Let's do it manual this time. We'll enter the key. Let's get the key from here. Enter a valid key. Okay, this is a valid key. But imagine if I remove anything, it's not valid. It will be this invalid key is entered. So select another method, we'll input a valid key. So I will enter it manually one more time, but I will enter it correct. So valid key is entered, performing the encryption, and the encryption is complete. So we go back here to the ciphertext, and the file is here, and it's encrypted again. So decrypt, this is the file that's supposed to be decrypted. So we go back here, we run it one more time. This time we will do the decryption. So we'll do it from the file. Again, we read the key from the file. He read the key, it's valid, he performed the decryption, and the encryption is complete. So we go back here, we go to the plain text file, and we can find the decrypted file. It is not decrypted anymore. We can remove that and try one more time and try it manually. So we do decryption manually, enter a valid key. If you enter also another time, we enter not a valid key, you will be like, this is not a valid key, please enter a valid key or try entering the key in another way. So we use it manually again. We enter this time a valid key, and he's like, this is a valid key entered, performing decryption, and decryption is completed. So we go here, you can see the decrypted file, and it's not decrypted anymore. So that was the demo. And for conclusion, I'll be that ES algorithm was the simplest part to complete since ES is a common encryption algorithm. I had many resources to reference to learn its construction. ES uses symmetric key encryption, which involves the use of only one secret key to cipher and decipher information. The advanced encryption standard is the first and only publicly accessible cipher approved by the US National Security Agency for protecting top secret information. That was my presentation. Thank you.